So welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Get the scoreboard up. Bam, bam, bam. So welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to Neoplanet S, side of our first match. The first match that I'm going to be casting on my own stream for Chobo Team League Season number 4. Our teams are Clarity Gaming versus Guns N' Roaches. We'll get to a little bit more about the league and the teams in just a second. First, to introduce our players, up here in the upper right-hand corner of Neoplanet S, in the purple color, playing Protoss for the team Clarity Gaming, it is .iMvo. And spawning in the lower left-hand corner, in the teal color, playing Protoss for Guns N' Roaches, it is Lumpy. So if you're unfamiliar with Chobo Team League, it is a best-of-9 Pro League format where each team will choose players to send out based on their respective BattleNet ladder ranking. So this is going to be our first match, our bronze matchup between .iMvo and Lumpy. I doubt I'm pronouncing either of these names wrong, but if I do pronounce a name wrong on the cast, please just send me a message somehow. It doesn't really matter how, and I'll make sure to see it and correct some of the pronunciation or genders or whatever I do manage to get wrong. But we do hope to get everything as accurate as possible. And I guess big shout out to Corn Muscles, who just couldn't quite handle doing every cast every week. So I'm going to take over. Not take over, but I'm going to help him out a little bit and get some of these casts done. Lumpy with an interesting strategy so far in PvP, going for the pylon on the low ground followed by the gateway. This is something way, way, way more common in PvZ, and even then it wouldn't necessarily be a gateway. So this is just kind of an interesting positioning from Lumpy. Again, these are Bronze League players, so we're not expecting high-level tactics or anything, and it's interesting to see some of the spin that these bronze level players can put on the game. .iMvo is going to go quite a bit more standard, going for that double gas very quickly, pulling 2 probes to make his cybernetics score. Not too bad there. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Meristematic. I'm captain of Team Composite in the Chobo Team League, and just glad to fill in for my buddy Corn Muscles. I have 1 cast this week and then either 1 or 2 next week. I'm not entirely sure. If you want to be my co-caster, just let me know. We'll get you on Skype. We'll get you into these games. You don't have to have any experience. Basically, I just do my best to feed you some stuff to talk about, and we'll have a good time. Don't be nervous at all. You can completely suck and nobody will judge you. This is just kind of a cool opportunity for everybody. And I know the same goes for Corn Muscles casts. And please do check out Corn Muscles. His channel is twitch.tv/cornmuscles. And I know he does some other stuff besides just StarCraft 2 casting. I do a little bit of League of Legends casting every once in a while, but nothing too out of the ordinary. So this is actually, I think this is actually a full wall-off from Lumpy, which is kind of interesting with the Zealot. And the early Forge means that he could go for an early upgrade. We could see, I mean, just judging by everything being down in his natural, it's not likely that he's going to go for an early push, and there is actually the Nexus. So this is really, really risky by Lumpy. Going for the early expansion in PvP is really easy to exploit by your Protoss opponent. And we could see .iMvo go for an early, basically whatever tech he wants timing. We'll see exactly what he chooses here. That's a gateway. There's another gateway. Being careful not to trap that probe. That's always... Oh, he did trap the probe anyway. Poor guy. Look at him. Oh. Anyway, first Stalker is headed out. There's only 2 Zealots here, so he actually might be able just to poke away at the Zealots. He could kite them for quite a while. I mean, that's a lot of micro for a Bronze League player, but it could be possible from .iMvo. The cybernetics core is just started now for Lumpy, so any warp gate tech, any additional higher tech units other than Zealots are going to be very, very late from him. Meanwhile, the warp gate finishing up. It's over here. There's the warp gate finished up now for IMvo, and he's got his 3 gateways done. So we will see a little bit of 3 gateway pressure, and this can do a lot of damage if your opponent's not prepared for it, and we see Lumpy definitely isn't. He's even supply blocked, and this probe is being really annoying. Actually draws both of the zealots away from the wall, and we could see the warp in from IMvo just come in, take out this pylon, and depower everything here at the front. Doesn't look like we're moving quite that quickly. So Lumpy instead just going to continue to block off. This means that no Zerglings would be able to run by if IMvo was playing Zerg suddenly. Back at home, IMvo going for 4th gateway as well as a Twilight Council. So this, the idea was probably a 4-gate blink build. We can see starting just to pick away at these zealots, and this is going to be a very tough spot for Lumpy. He just doesn't have the units or the damage really to take care of it. That was interesting. A little bit of surround by the stalkers on the zealots, and now picking away. This is a very the pylon depowers the only gateway that Lumpy actually had, and we can see the stalkers headed up the ramp. They're going to get a couple of kills on these probes. Lumpy actually doing, this is kind of a nice, cute little pylon block. It's not going to last, but it was a cute little idea there to try to prevent the stalkers from coming up here. We see both players' money getting high, but that's not a big deal. That was actually a nice little bit of micro there by IMvo, keeping his stalker that actually wasn't being targeted alive, but it's good practice. So now these pylons going down, and Lumpy doesn't actually have anything. He's building some cannons in his mineral line. 3 cannons can stand up to a couple of stalkers. I don't think it's going to be enough for 8, especially if he manages to get these down before they finish. And this looks like a game 1 win for Clarity Gaming's IMvo. Just kind of a weird build from Lumpy. And again, bronze players, these guys will improve a lot throughout the season. It'll be really cool to see where they go with their builds. IMvo's build looked pretty good, honestly. The 3-gate pressure was very good. The follow-up kind of all-in, kind of weird timing with the extra gateway and the Twilight Council, but not going to matter, and he had some decent control of his stalkers. So really well played by IMvo, and Clarity Gaming in their first match of the CTL, going to pick up their first win in match number 1. So IMvo starting them off really nicely in that bronze match. So when we come back, we'll have silver match number 1. You're watching Chobo Team League, casted by Meristematic, as Clarity Gaming takes the 1-0 lead.